كاملة بتصل إلى كل من المراكز الحضرية.
Live from Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, good morning. This is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. President Salva Kiir has called on the 6 newly appointed Supreme Court judges to carry out their duties with dignity and integrity. Civil society activist Edmond Yakani is urging financial authorities to focus in state on rebuilding public confidence in the banking system, arguing that without trust, printed money will not circulate. South Sudanese officials have acknowledged both progress and challenges in transforming the country's agriculture sector as a high-level IGAD meeting on food systems resilience concluded in Juba last week. These stories and more coming to in this news bulletin with me, Lasuba Memo, and now the news in detail. President Salva Kiir has called on the 6 newly appointed Supreme Court judges to carry out their duties with dignity and integrity. Kiir made the call during an oath-taking ceremony at the State House on Tuesday. The 6 judges include Stephen Simon Benjingwa, Bol Lul Wang, Isaac Pur Majak, William Kaya Pacifico, Makur Machok Manyon, and Kulang Jeroboam Machor. In a statement published by the Office of the President, Kiir said, task the judges with strengthening an independent judiciary which support national peace and stability by ensuring justice for all. He said that their promotion was not a mere show of trust, but rather a responsibility that requires commitment to go beyond interpreting the law and become defenders of fairness, equality, and the rights of the people. Chief Justice Dr. Benjamin Bagdeng, who also administered the oath-taking, urged the new judges to prioritize clearing the backlog of court cases. They were promoted early this month in a presidential decree that also promoted the scores of other judicial officers elevated to higher courts. The appointment comes after the Chief Justice Dr. Benjamin Bagdeng outlined his judicial reform agenda. Following his appointment in June, Dr. Deng said his key priorities include effecting the long overdue promotion of judicial officers, harnessing digital infrastructure, and the development of a new strategic plan to strengthen the judiciary. Civil society activist Edmond Yakani is urging financial authorities to focus instead on rebuilding public confidence in the banking system, arguing that without trust, printed money will not circulate. Yakani, who heads the Community Empowerment for Progress organization, says the Bank of South Sudan should focus on long-term economic solutions, warning that printing more money will not fix the country's liquidity crisis. According to him, public mistrust in the banking system remains the biggest barrier. With the central bank announcing plans to print more South Sudanese pounds to ease the cash shortage, activist Yakani says the move may offer only short-term relief. He is also advocating for greater use of digital financing systems to reduce reliance on physical cash, calling for a shift in government policy. South Sudanese officials have acknowledged both progress and challenges in transforming the country's agriculture sector as a high-level IGAD meeting on food system resilience concluded in Juba last week. Leju Loro, Director General for Agriculture, Production and Extension Services, admitted that South Sudan is not yet on track under the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program, but said there have been improvements. He said this is a step forward, citing a 20% rise in performance due to strengthened health systems, statistics, and the formation of farmers' cooperatives. He added that future reviews will be more inclusive and called for benchmarking visits to neighboring countries. IGAD's head of mission in South Sudan, David Kwaje, urged increased investment in agriculture, warning that without it, there will be no meaningful output. He stressed the need for harmonized policies, local level impact, and better monitoring through institutions like the National Bureau of Statistics. The meeting, supported by development partners, including the World Bank, brought together regional experts to discuss practical strategies ahead of the fifth biennial review. This is iRadio Morning News, and now to the international scene. Sudan's oil-rich Kordofan region has turned into a major front line in the war between the army and rival paramilitary forces as both sides try to gain the upper hand in a conflict that has devastated the vast African state for more than 2 years. Attacks that killed hundreds of civilians earlier this month have shifted attention to the battle for this part of the country. The region is also vital for landlocked South Sudan as its oil flows through pipelines in Kordofan before being exported, so it has a vested interest in Kordofan's stability. However, the battle for the region, which is made up of 3 states with population of close to 8 million, has intensified since June, when the army focused on regaining the territory from the rapid support forces after it made significant gains in the preceding 3 months, recapturing the capital Khartoum and neighboring Jazeera state, the agricultural hub of Sudan. 6 people have been pulled out alive, with 1 seriously injured since shafts collapsed in Lomera in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo in the early hours of Sunday. People in a gold mining area have been using their bare hands and basic tools to free miners trapped underground. There have been conflicting reports on the death toll. One resident said that 12 bodies had been found, but Barak said no bodies had been recovered. The area in South Kivu province has been under control of M23 rebels since they captured swathe of DR Congo's mineral-rich east earlier this year. The M23 rejected reports that hundreds were trapped underground. This is iRadio Morning News, and to end this bulletin, here's a recap of the headlines. President Salva Kiir has called on the 6 newly appointed Supreme Court judges to carry out their duties with dignity and integrity. Civil society activist Edmond Yakani is urging financial authorities to focus in the state on rebuilding public confidence in the banking system, arguing that without trust, printed money will not circulate. Some South Sudanese officials have acknowledged both progress and challenges in transforming the country's agriculture sector as a high-level IGAD meeting on food system resilience concluded in Juba last week. That's the end of iRadio Morning News. If there is a story or an event you'd like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message at +211 925 287 870. It's also our WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page iRadio, subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for the news in Arabic at 8 o'clock. I am Lasuba Memo. Thanks for listening.